Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you here. Some faces I haven't seen for a while, and it's just delightful to be with you this morning. I want to share with you that Unity is a global, inclusive spiritual community offering practical tools and uplifting resources to help people of all walks of life to apply positive spiritual principles in their daily lives. I would also like to remind you to silence your cell phones if you have not already. And, St. Patrick's Day is coming up in a couple of days, so I have one joke for that. Why shouldn't you iron a four-leaf clover? Because you do not want to press your luck. Now, I have some good news for many of us. The fact that jellyfish have survived for 650 million years, despite not having a brain, gives hope to many people. And for all of us in our 60s and our 70s and 80s, we are at the age where we can cross off dying young from our things to worry about. Whew, that's good to know. And a question that has had me puzzled for a long time. If a turtle loses its shell, is it naked or is it homeless? Anybody know? Then I guess you just get to pick which you think it is. Thank you for just being here this morning, and we have our pop-up positivity. Wow! It's all set for you.
Good morning. Pop-up positivity. By golly. Something good is always happening in the world. When we look for the good, we find it. When we focus on the good, it expands. Here is today's segment of pop-up positivity. Researchers. Yep. There we go. Researchers have been experimenting with innovative ways to remove the damaging impact of pollution in the ocean. They discovered a creative way to tackle one of the ocean's most stubborn problems, microplastics. Tiny fragments of plastic that are extremely difficult to remove. One example of an effective method is a bio-inspired robotic fish. Developed by engineers at the University of Surrey. The device swims through the water, much like a real fish, filters out microplastics as it moves. Water enters the mouth, passes through a fine internal mesh, and the mesh traps plastic particles while allowing clean water to flow back out through gill-like openings. In the book, This Life is Joy, by Roger Teal, he says, locked inside every problem are possibilities hankering to get out. Hankering possibilities, oh, those guys, yeah. Yeah. Every problem is an opportunity of some sort. Just like the two sides of a coin are always present, always a complement to each other, so is a problem always united with its eventual solution. Love that one. So, pop up with a little positivity. Go ocean. Put it down. Mom said that a lot to me when I was playing with matches.
things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference.
God, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom, oh, the wisdom to know the
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference. Good morning. Our word for the day is lively. I will say our affirmation and then we will say it together. I am lively, filled with awe and wonder. Together, I am lively, filled with awe and wonder. There is a glorious unseen flow at the heart of all creation, moving in and through me. As I align with this sacred energy, I feel vibrantly alive. I imagine myself part of the great living whole. I am one with the trees whose boughs sway in the wind, with the mountains and hills echoing with ancient voices, with the water trickling over stone. Even the quiet earth hums a sacred song. Today I will listen more closely, breathe more deeply, and move with intention. Life is not separate from me. I am its expression. In harmony with its rhythm, the world begins to sing. I recognize its lively song is singing in me too. And our affirmation again. I am lively, filled with awe and wonder.
let the light come like a door wide. Like a door wide open, let it all be all that once was broken. Let the light come through like a hearth in winter. Let it fill the room, ever warm and tender. Yeah. the light come through. Let the light come through like a sacred warning. All hope anew. See the world transforming. Illuminate the places in the dark. And let your life be like a blazing star. Remember that the light is where you are. It lives in me.
Is there something? Okay. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. No mic. Oh, yeah, well, I guess I need to turn it on. How about that? Oh, that works. Okay. It's good to have all of you here this morning. I have a question for you. Why do some people enjoy a life of happiness and seem to achieve everything they want, while others experience turmoil and struggles constantly in their life? Is there some force or power or science which a few people understand and use to overcome their difficulties and achieve some success? I hope to answer that question for you this morning. Today's message is the power of belief. And I want to share with you some ideas for achieving a spiritual life that creates joy and provides the answers you need for a life of contentment. And some of the information that I'm going to be sharing with you is from a book, The Believing, wait a minute, no, okay. The Magic of Believing. The Magic of Believing. And it's by Claude Bristol. It was written in 1948. And my husband and I read that book numerous times and kept referring to it because it meant so much to us. The science of belief is as old as man himself. The wise men of old ages have known it and used it. Even Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore was quoted as saying, "Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind." Belief is the motivating force that enables you to reach any goal. Much has been written and said about mystical powers and unknown forces in metaphysics causing belief for people in the supernatural. But perhaps the only thing about these powers that makes them effective is that belief behind the thoughts that make them work. In order to get a clearer understanding of this subject, we need to give some thought to thought itself and to its workings. No one knows what thought really is other than some sort of mental action. But like the unknown element of electricity, we see its manifestations everywhere. We see it manifested in the actions and expressions of a small child or an elderly person, in animals, and to many degrees in every living thing. The more we contemplate and study thought, the more we realize the terrific force it is and how unlimited its powers can be. Buddha said many centuries ago, all that we are is the result of our thinking. Your life is your thinking and the result of your thinking process. Almost since the beginning of the human race, human beings have been molded by those who know something of thought's great power. All the great religious leaders, royalty, and warriors understood this science and have known that people act as they think. Few people give much thought to the law of cause and effect as it applies to the operation of the mind. By a full and powerful imagination, anything can be brought into form. A great physician, Paracelsus, said, the human spirit is so great a thing that no one person can express it. Through faith, the imagination is complete. Faith must strengthen the imagination, for faith establishes the will. Hard work alone will not bring success. Something more than hard work is necessary, namely creative thinking and a firm belief in your ability to make your preferences come to fruition. Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, stated, anything the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thought attracts that upon which it is directed. And let me explain that fearful thoughts are just as creative and magnetic in attracting troubles to us as the positive things that work for welcome results. In the Bible, in Job 3:25, Job said, for the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me. A cracked or broken mirror isn't going to bring you bad luck unless you believe in it. But as long as that belief is nurtured and made a part of your inner self, believe it or not, that broken mirror is going to bring you bad luck. Because the mind always brings to reality what it's led to believe. So no matter what the character of your thoughts, they do create after their kind. When this sinks into your consciousness, we get some idea of the power which is ours to use. It is the belief of the basic confidence within you that brings outward results. Perhaps the most effective method of bringing the subconscious into play is through making mental pictures. Use your imagination to perfect an image of the thing or the situation that you would like to exist in physical form. We usually refer to this as visualization. Positive creative thought leads to action and realization. But the real power, much more than action itself, is where it begins with the thought. Whatever we conceive mentally, we can bring into materializations. If the proper mental pictures are created and constantly maintained, health, wealth, and happiness must follow. I ask you, do you want to have a great day?
Yes.
Then start your morning by setting your intention to have an amazing day. One of the most effective things to do to improve your intentions only takes 1 minute. Picture everything going smoothly. See yourself having fun and enjoying the day. See yourself having harmonious relationships with everyone around you. And then get up, go about your day, and watch the magic happen. Most continuing manifestations come as a result of deep-seated belief. Through this belief, miracles happen when you believe with all your heart and soul. I want to share a personal experience with you that I had some 35 years ago while I was still working. I'd been employed as a college administrator at a college in Michigan where we lived. And I'd been there for 21 years. But at this point in our life, both Nate and my husband and myself, our parents were becoming elderly and ill. And we felt that there was a need for us to move back to Pennsylvania to be near them. So Nate and I decided to take a trip, go east. And when I got there, I called an employment agency because I wanted to see if I could get a job at perhaps one of the colleges in the area. And since I wasn't familiar with those colleges, I decided that this might be the best route, just to go through an employment agency. The day came for my appointment. I called and made an appointment, and the day came, and I spent time in positive and affirmative prayer before my appointment, preparing for it. And it seemed that at the interview, all went well with the agency, and they said that they would do some researching and get back with me. So when I came out to the car, my husband was sitting there, and I said, "This agency is going to get me a great job. I can feel it, and I know it." Well, of course, he was very supportive. And so we made plans to go back to Michigan and just to wait and see what happened. Within less than 2 weeks, I received a call from the agency that Wilson College would like me to come in for an interview. So I set up for the following week to go in for the interview. I met with the president and several of the dignitaries, and they seemed pleased, and so was I. So I flew back to Michigan, and within less than a week, I received a call that they wanted me to come in for a second interview. Well, they paid for my trip, by the way. And of course, Nate went with me into the interview. And of course, it was no surprise to me when they offered me the job. It was very similar to the position that I'd had at the college in Michigan. And I had been there for 21 years. And all of this to share with you that because I believed in my heart that I would find the job I wanted, that is exactly why, just a little over a month from when I started, I was enjoying my position at Wilson College. And by the way, I was there for 25 years in that position. I sincerely believe that because of my strong thoughts and beliefs that I would receive the job that I wanted, that's exactly why it came together so easily and perfectly. So let me emphasize again, when we envision, believe, and know without a doubt that things will materialize as we want them, they happen. Just as the conscious mind is actively aware of one's thought, the subconscious stores memories, past thoughts, and feelings, conscious existence. And of course, our superconscious mind is our God mind and our spiritual consciousness, and that is working for us also. The powers of the subconscious are many. Intuition, inspiration, suggestion, imagination, organization, and of course, memory and energy. 3 requirements for using these powers are: first, be sure that what you're asking for is something that is rightfully yours. Next, you must have that image that it is already being done. And the final step, you must wait patiently. You must have absolute faith and patience. In the Course in Miracles, in Lesson 32, it tells us, I have invented the world I see. And it tells us we can give it up as easily as we made it up, applying it to our inner and outer worlds. We can choose how we interpret our thoughts and feelings. And then the Course follows with the next lesson and says, I can choose peace instead of this. I keep doing that. In the Course of Love, chapter 6 reads, what you envision, imagine, desire, hold as being possible is possible because you make it so. That comes from the Course of Love. It is your interaction with the consciousness that creates your future. William James, an early philosopher, declared that often our faith is the only thing that can assure our successful conclusions. It's very important to remember that the subconscious will go into action at once under the conscious mind. But the results can be quicker if the conscious mind accompanies its message with visualizing, as I mentioned before, a mental picture of the desired goal. All of this brings us to the topic of desire and what you actually want in life. So be reminded, whatever you fix your thoughts upon or focus your imagination upon, that is what you attract. When you realize that the subconscious mind works accurately to bring about what you want, you then understand that repeating that desire, repeating and repeating, is very important. It has been noted that this can be likened to the planting of vegetable and flower seeds. Once the soil is prepared and the tiny seeds are placed in it, and brings forth roots and sprouts begin to appear, and when they are determined to emerge from the ground and start upward through the soil in search of sunshine and moisture, obstacles mean nothing to them. They can push aside stones and bits of wood and grow around them. They succeed, blossom, and give forth fruit and vegetables, and of course flowers. So ask yourself, what one thing you desire above everything else? When the answer comes, focus on the results that you wish. You know that 2 objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So you can't be thinking wonderful thoughts and negative things and doubts. You cannot fill your mind with doubts. And when you want positive and powerful and creative things, you must keep your subconscious mind fed at all times with positive thoughts. I know I'm repeating myself, but I think we need to hear it over and over. That strong vibrations will ward off negative and destructive thoughts from the outside. Natalie and Barry and I, back some time ago, created a time each morning during our readings and meditation together, when at the end, we share 3 things. We take the time to express, first of all, something that we love. And it may be something just as simple as the sunshine coming in the front window, or watching the hummingbirds at the feeder, or it can be something much more personal. Secondly, we share something that we wish to praise in our lives. And that may include, of course, unity, or for our healing processes. And third, we share something that we are grateful for. And that may be dear friends, for books that we enjoy reading, or maybe just the sweet little pets under our feet. 3 things, remember: love, praise, and gratitude. And when we constantly refer to that, it keeps us in a good frame of mind. This has become a delightful experience for the 3 of us, constantly thinking of these positive things. And as I have been emphasizing throughout this message, it contributes to our happiness and bringing about a positive attitude about all of life. In closing, I want to share with you an excerpt from Z and Melissa's book, and I love this book, Everyday Joy. I highly recommend you get it. And just the other day I read this and I thought, I'm going to share. My life is created by my choices. Different choices result in different outcomes. I'm always at a choice. It may not feel it at times, but choice is always there. In difficult situations that I can't change, I can choose my attitude. In difficult situations that I can change, I can choose a different path. Today, I look for my choices. When I need help making a choice, I ask for it. When I need Spirit's guidance in making a choice, I ask for it. My choices have the power to create an amazing life. And I today choose amazing. I encourage each of you to develop a practice that will contribute to your joy and your positive lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of belief. I hope that you've gained some nuggets of truth, that you can apply them to your thinking, to your life, and that you live a positive, loving life. And so it is. And now let's go into meditation. Let's take a moment to focus our minds and begin a journey of self-discovery. Close your eyes and take a deep breath for the next few moments as you continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically repeat the following affirmations to yourself. I am limitless. I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. I am limitless. I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. Now visualize yourself surrounded by a warm golden light that emanates from your heart's center. This light represents your inner wisdom and strength, and it grows brighter with each breath you take in. Now imagine that you are standing at the edge of a vast open beach. You feel a sense of excitement and anticipation as you step forward, knowing that you are literally capable of overcoming any obstacles that may come your way. Allow your mind to become still and quiet. Find a spot with a perfect view of the water and then listen to the gentle rhythm of your breath. Feel the steady beat of your heart as they match the tide moving in and out. Trust that your inner guidance system will lead you on the right path and that you are capable of making beneficial choices for yourself and for your life. Take a moment and pause and reflect on any limiting beliefs that you may feel are holding you back. Acknowledge them with compassion and then release them into the universe, trusting that they will be transformed into positive energy. And as you continue to breathe deeply, visualize yourself opening up to new possibilities. Your mind, your life, your heart, your soul. Experiencing a life that is conspiring in your favor and that you are capable of achieving the things you set your mind to. Now, imagine yourself standing at the edge of the ocean, feeling the salt water mist on your face and the sand beneath your feet. As you look out into that vastness of the ocean, remember that just like the ocean, you have limitless potential. Now bring your focus to your breath. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with fresh air, and exhale slowly, allowing any stress to wash away with each breath on each wave. As you continue to breathe deeply, trust that you have all the answers you need. They're already within you. You are already capable of forming the beliefs that will lead you towards a new awakening. Imagine the water surrounding you and feel its cleansing and rejuvenating power. Allow any negative beliefs or self-doubts to be washed away now, replaced by a sense of confidence and power as you stand at the edge of the ocean. reflect on your journey. Remember that just like the waves, life can be unpredictable and ever changing. But just as the ocean remains constant, so too can your inner strength and belief in yourself. And now slowly bring yourself back to this room. You are now refreshed and renewed. And now it's time to begin to open your eyes, remembering that you have the power to create the life you desire and that your inner guidance system will always be there to support you along the way. And so it is.
Thank you, Kathy. That was really wonderful. And now we get to welcome our guests. Do we have anybody here for the first time? I know we have one. Is there? And Pam, we're delighted to have you with us today. And welcome to everybody else who's been here before, because I love seeing your faces every Sunday. And welcome guests. We have some music.
Dragging my feet back, can't seem to get my mind on the right track. It's been a couple of months now, and I keep hoping I get that high back. Why do I wake up to the sun? That's the only God. Child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before your eyes. Child, give it up. 'Cause if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much in this life. Don't you remember that clarity that you were promising you'd never forget? Where is that in your mind now? Has it been crowded out by your bitterness? Oh, and you can't make people stay. You can only change yourself. Oh, and the sooner you let go, the sooner you make room for something else. Oh, child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before your eyes. Child, give it up. 'Cause if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much in this life. I know it hurts. It's so much worse than you expected. Child, look around. There's no one here now. You're your only enemy. Oh, child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before your eyes. Child, give it up. 'Cause if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much. Oh, if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much. Oh, if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much. Oh, if you keep on keeping it, you're gonna miss so much in this life.
Did you like that? You know she's going to be here. You're going to hear more about that later. I'm going to be doing something else right now, but we are excited to know that she's actually going to be here. Gives me chills. Okay, and now we come to the time for our love gifts affirmation. We are so grateful to all of you who give each Sunday and through the month in order for this to happen, for us to be here and have the lights on and everything else. We are so grateful for that. There are little boxes, little plastic boxes and black boxes, I think, under all the rows of chairs that you can put a gift in if you would so like. And we also have the tip tap machine in the back, which is really easy to use. Tippy tap and it ding dings and it's done. It's wonderful. So we want to invite all of you as we come now to remember not only how wonderful it is to be blessed as we are, but how wonderful it is to be blessed enough that we can give. That to me is one of the most exciting things I can think of in this world. I love that. I've been blessed enough to give. So join with me, will you, in our love gift affirmation. Move over here so people can see. Today, I give freely, without expectations, aware that as I give, I receive beyond measure from a benevolent universe. Today, I open to receive what is being offered, aware of my gratitude and the love which radiates from my heart back into the circle of life. I am both the giver and receiver of a loving creator. And so it is.
Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything.
Yeah. All right, now let's hear our message from Jesse one more time. We played it a couple weeks ago.
The sooner you let go, the sooner you make room for something else. Oh, child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before you.
Hello, Unity Spiritual Center of the Mojave Valley. My name is Jessie Powers, and I am a nationally touring singer-songwriter. And I'm really excited to let you know that I am coming to visit you on March 19th. I will be there to share a full concert of my original music. These are songs and stories about my time on the spiritual path so far. I'm 34 years old, and I got into Unities and Centers for Spiritual Living about 10 years ago. So I have a lot to say, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. And it's going to be an uplifting and insightful and beautiful night. So please come on out on March 19th. I'll see you there.
From the west unto the east.
The only other thing I want to say about that is she is just like any artist, will really appreciate our support. And what we do in Unity is we usually say that the suggested love gift is a certain amount. That means if you can't give, we would rather you come than not come because you think that you shouldn't because you can't give. What I affirm and what I know and what I trust is that there are those who will come who will give more to make up for those who maybe can't. So again, just, come for this. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be really special. So I hope to see you there. And it's just a bang up weekend. We're having a Unity Marathon this weekend. So Saturday at 5 o'clock, Armand and Angelina are going to be here and they're going to do a little concert of their own. It's a humorous and storytelling and music. And then on Sunday morning, they'll be here. They'll do the meditation, they'll do the music, they'll do the message. And then they also are doing a flute, one of the native flute workshops. They call it a play shop because we'll all be playing. They bring the flutes and you get to play, and you'd be surprised how easy it is to play these flutes. So again, there's a love gift for the Saturday evening and for the Sunday afternoon. And so again, it's a gift. Give what you can and know that the universe supports you and the universe supports these lovely beings. Now, I have a couple other things. I think that's my last slide. Would you just check for me? Oh, before I get to that, I have two invitations for you. One is next Saturday. I did a talk a couple of weeks ago, and it was called Stand for Love. And I got a lot of really positive feedback about that message, standing for love. And I also mentioned that some of us are quite active out on 95 on Saturdays when there has been something coordinated for us to be there in support of what we want. And it boils down to fear or love. And a lot of people in our world don't know that. And being in love and standing for love can bring us so much joy, can bring us out of fear and pain and out of anger. So I'm going to be out there on 95 next Saturday between probably 11 and 12. My sign is going to be very simple. Something like, I stand for love, or simply stand for love, or I stand for peace, or I stand for peace and love. And the invitation is, I would love for you to join me. This is not about me. It's not about unity even. It's about truth, and it's about what's good and right and beautiful in us and in our world. Armand and Angelina have decided to arrive early that day so that they can stand for love with me and whoever else wants to come out and join us. It's the corner of 95 and Marina, right there where the park is on one side and Walgreens on the other. No negative energy, no reason to argue, no reason to respond to anybody who wants to, just being in a space of standing for love. One other invitation, and I'll mention this again next week, and that is that every year for Easter, our bingo folks have a big bash. Yeah. They have bashes throughout the year, but Easter is the big one. And what we've done the last couple of years is we've provided sandwiches for them. And it's a way of us giving back because they're supporting our ministry by coming and playing bingo on Saturdays. I'd like to do something a little bit different, and that is, so the last couple of years we've ordered that, like a catering type of thing, and I thought, we could make sandwiches with love and every kind. And we can make enough sandwiches for all of our bingo people to have a nice lunch between their early bird session and their afternoon session. So again, it's an invitation. Want to help me make sandwiches? I don't want to make 65, 70 sandwiches all by myself. Talking about doing that on Friday, the 3rd. I guess I should have looked that up ahead of time. Yeah, it's the Friday before Easter. So their bash is on Saturday. And so let me know if you can help me out. I'd like to know ahead of time if I'm going to have some support or if I need to get here at 6 o'clock in the morning. No. Okay. So finally, and this is for you. This is because you show up every Sunday and support Unity. This was an idea that came out of the Board of Trustees. I made a statement that I wish that there were ways to make more connection with people to have some time. And the board came up with this lovely idea, and Colleen has taken it and ran with it. In fact, she ran a few minutes ago over to get the pizza. And so if we end before the time that she's back, just know that she's done a lot of prep to make this happen for y'all. And we hope you enjoy. There's there's a pizza for every kind of diet. I mean, she thought of everything. So again, please, and there is a little basket over there. If you can give a donation, of course, we always welcome donations. And if you can't, that's okay too. Enjoy your pizza, either way. So we don't have Jerry today. So I guess it's time for us to come together for our closing song. So we'll stand, and if you'd like to join hands, we love to sing our way out.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. Go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, just make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on, go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. Gotta go out and shine